Hi everybody, welcome back to another video. It's a bit of a different one today. I'm going to be talking about mental health and anxiety in children and teens, pre-teens. My daughter is going to be 12 in May, and she expressed to me a couple of months ago that she was suffering from anxiety. She'd found this out herself by going online. At first she didn't know what it was or how to deal with it, and she came to me before it gets a lot worse and said, what can I do? Is there anything out there? I've got a load of books off Amazon and some other little things to help her. So I'm just going to go through them and hopefully you might find them useful for your child. The first thing we looked at were vitamins. Somebody suggested she may be low in certain vitamins that obviously affect your mental health and the way your brain works. So first of all, we've got vegan D3, which in the UK I didn't know we are all recommended, even adults, to take a vitamin D in the winter months. So in the UK it's still a bit dull. We have the odd day where it's nice, but it's up and down in the UK. Very miserable over Christmas and the winter months. So lack of sunlight is a seasonal disorder, and this can affect it by insomnia, which then can turn into anxiety. Scientists found that people with low vitamin D symptoms are 11 times more prone to depression. So I looked what was a good make, and this Garden of Life, My Kind Organics, which is from Amazon as well. It's a spray, and we're all going to be using this. It's just one spray every day. Next we've got B12, which again, same make. This make's been highly recommended. It's all organic, GMO free, and B12 deficiencies. Now, we are a family of vegetarians and vegans. We do eat food with added B12, but obviously maybe we're not getting enough. We've not had any tests, but I thought I'll buy it anyway because I've been meaning to get this. And a deficiency in B12 can cause anxiety, panic, depression. It triggers symptoms in the nervous system and red blood cells, which obviously we know is very important for your health, so we've got that. And I'm also going to get a vitamin B5, which is also known as folic acid, which supports the adrenaline glands. I've also got these Magnesium Flakes, which, to be honest, I might use these myself as well. Magnesium is a natural muscle relaxer, and it can assist with fear and restlessness. So if you've got a child that gets restless at night, they can be fine all through the day, and then they get to night, they might be scared of the dark, or just lying there. We've all done it, just lying there with your thoughts. And this can be put in the bath, and then she can have a nice relaxing bath at night. Next up, we've got some essential oils, which are fantastic for calming. Well, different ones are for different things, but we've got one for stress, one for energy, and one for sweet dreams. So this one she's going to be carrying around all day with her, or if she goes anywhere, and that can be rubbed on the temples and around the neck. It's just a roller ball. And an energy one, she's going to use that in the mornings when she gets up. And then sweet dreams, that can be put on at night after she's had a nice bath. And this was a reasonable price. I think it was about £11, but it's a little survival kit, and it had very good reviews. It's 100% natural, and it's also vegan as well. So I'm going to try them. She really likes them as well. She's been using them. So next I'm going to talk about the books. So the first one, which she absolutely loves, this is her favourite, Starving the Anxiety Gremlin. And it's a cognitive behavioural therapy workbook on anxiety management for young people. So I think this is really good because it gives anxiety an identity. So whereas sometimes you're confused, the child's confused of what it is, that is going on inside their body. This is a little Gremlin. It's a brilliant book. She's already started filling it in. It's got little tasks for you to fill in. So, for example, it's got questions to ask the child. But for example, I'm trying to find, she gets to draw her own little anxiety gremlin, which she's done that, and give it a name. And so these like questions asking you about your feelings, then you've got a checklist, which this is good. She's already filled in some of so they rate the following possible sources of anxiety on a scale to 0 to 10, and it goes through absolutely everything you could think of: school, family, leaving the house, boyfriend, girlfriend, bullying, expectations of yourself, how you look, health, work, friendships, germs, the dark, peer pressure. It gives you examples of other children who've suffered, and then they've wrote little paragraphs about their story. And this is up to age 17, 18, from the age of around 10. It's not all reading. It gets the child writing a lot down about how they feel, and sometimes that's all it takes, just writing it down on paper. So the next one is an Usborne book, which I'm a big fan of. We've got a lot of these books, and this one was actually sold out last year when it first came out in summer. It's Looking After Your Mental Health, and it was only $2.99 off Amazon. And this is a real like teeny book, as I say, like some of the books she already reads, with little, is it Tom Gates and Diary of a Wimpy Kid with the little cartoons in, so your child might be attracted to this if they're into them kind of books. It's got lots of little drawings, and it's just everything. Honestly, these books are fantastic. They've literally got everything covered. Oh, it's got things about social media, which again is a big trigger for kids these days. So it's very relevant, up to date with everything that's going on in a child's life. Peer pressure, drugs, alcohol, bullying, everything you could think of. So it's got eating disorders, anything basically, things you think about your body, and so it covers a lot. So that's that one. Next one is My Anxiety Handbook, Getting Back on Track, and Kira liked the front cover of this because it looks like an exercise book. But again, this is a lot of reading, so it does give you questions, but obviously you don't fill them in. I mean, you could fill them in if you don't mind writing in books. These are things, oh yeah, they've got a little thing there that you can fill in, which is 0 to 10, about how they feel, a little diary. And that one's about, that one by the looks of it is a sleep chart, so that would be good if you're suffering with their sleep. They can write down a little diary. And then obviously it's got school, college, exam stress, and this is more of a very in-depth one. I mean, you've got people sharing their story age 27, age 29, but it is all stemmed from when they were at school or when they were younger, and how it's affected them in their adulthood. So she can take this through, well, she can take all of these books through to adulthood. And I suggest as well, any of these books are suitable for adults, because obviously you might want to get a more in-depth one, but I think these are pretty in-depth for adults as well. So that's that one. So next we've got this book, which is also an Usborne book, and it's the Unworry Book. Now this is a brilliant book. She started this one as well, and this is if your child is very creative and they want to express it in a creative way other than doing lots and lots of reading. So this is an activity book basically to calm the mind, and I just love this book. I can't believe the prices of these books. They're just so in depth. So this is like You've got colouring things, and like obviously people have been using the patterns, the colouring patterns, like the calmness books. It's more of a visual, this is, so children, this might suit younger children, but also up to the age of, I don't know, maybe I'd probably say 14 maybe. So yeah, if your child's more creative and visual and they need to see things to get rid of feelings, so it's like a scribbling book, put some there, an Unworry island to design, a place you can imagine and visit whenever you need to. Tells you the science behind it in a fun way. Things that make you laugh, scribble your feelings, cutting up tiny pieces as you can and stick them all over the page, creating a snowstorm of ripped paper. And it's just like ways to get your mind off thinking about your anxiety. So build yourself up, positive self-talk. And this one's patterns again. Move it, which is obviously getting them into moving. Things you can't control, things you can control. And it's just all about getting it down on this paper in a creative way. Poems, write your own limericks. What's important in people, being around, choosing the right people to be around. Stretching and breathing, story maker, dot to dots. I just love this book. I think this is probably one of my favourites. On your mind, write down your worries, your dreams, hopes, ideas. Puzzles, brain puzzles, word searches. A little fiddle star to make. So again, something they can carry around with them. Take with them anywhere in the car, on a journey, on a plane or anything like that if they get anxiety. The Science of Worried Sleep, which a lot of kids worry at night. So it's got everything, but it's just in a creative way. I got recommended this one, which is Big Ideas for Curious Minds, and it's an introduction to philosophy. And this is obviously making you think of positive, thinking the positive in everything, basically philosophy. But this is obviously a bit for the older kid. It's a beautiful book. So this is for the older child. A lot about what is philosophy, and then it goes through little situations with children, like if you lose a game with your brother, and it's got unwise responses and wise responses. So it's getting you to change your mindset. A friend isn't very nice to you, things like that. A car journey is very long, you don't like what you've been given for dinner, and you accidentally spoil a drawing you were doing, you have to go to bed and you're not tired. So it gives all responses that you can change your negatives into positives. But again, this is a lot of reading, but it's an absolutely gorgeous book. And it's got the science behind it, it's got loads of different philosophers, famous philosophers, and how they behaved in their life and what they achieved from changing their mindset. So it's just a beautiful book again. It was under £10, and it's just a gorgeous book to have on the shelf. There's a list of thinkers at the back, famous thinkers. So again, we could use this in our home ed studies because my children are homeschooled. So again, we can do this as studying, bringing it in to history and philosophy. So that's that one. Them are all the books and the things we're doing to help my daughter, and I'm going to put everything in the description in case you want to go out and purchase any of these. So if you like the video, leave me a little comment if you bought any of these products, or there's anything else that you think I've missed that might help my daughter, then please leave a little comment. And you can also follow me on Instagram where I'll be sharing different books that we use on a day-to-day basis. Thanks for watching.